welcome back to a brand new episode of Cabin Crew Simulator here on Roblox. But today, we're going to talk about strategies in trying to earn the most amount of cash for your alliance, well, in the quickest way possible. Now, before we jump into it, guys, I was going to say right now, if you do enjoy this, want to see more Cabin Crew, then make sure you smash that like button down below, subscribe if you are new, so you get notified when more episodes do come out. Don't rely on the recommended tab, guys. Hit that subscribe button right now so you get notified. But past few days, I've been testing out a bunch of different strategies, right, to maximize the amount of money that you can earn for your alliances. Now, I was in one of two minds about kind of sharing this, because by sharing this, I'm sharing all the other alliances, how they can make money really fast for their alliance, which then means that my alliance drops down. Or I could have kept it a secret and then my alliance could have gone up. But the problem is, I don't grind enough on this game, so it makes no difference. I'm going to lose either way, but that's okay. I don't mind that because I'd rather share the information so you fools can have some fun. So when it comes to trying to make as much cash money moolah for your life, is that dude got no clothes on? He's got no clothes on. While you're trying to make most cash money moolah for your alliance, there's kind of like a couple of ways in which you kind of have to think about. It's one, the most amount of money per flight is what you want to do. But if you're grinding, it also becomes what's the quickest way you can complete a flight. So when you think about those two things, if you've got like an hour to play the game, you want to do as many flights as you can. If you're going to do one flight, you're limited to how much you can earn. So I've been kind of playing around with strategies on how you can complete the most flights for the most money in the least amount of time, meaning you earn more money faster. Does that make sense? I've been playing around with a few ideas, and this is the best strategy that I've kind of figured out. Now, it kind of doesn't work on all planes. You have to kind of test it out yourself, but I've been testing it on the A380, the biggest plane in the game, solely because that you can throw the most amount of passengers on. It's the biggest plane. It's the plane with the most amount of money you can earn. So what we're going to do, we're going to customize it right now, and I'm going to show you the strategy that I've been using to do it, and all the other stuff you've got to do to complete the flight fast. So we've got the fools there here looking so damn beautiful, boys, so damn beautiful. If I go to the store right now and then go to the seat layout, what you want to do is make the bottom all economy, 0 legroom, so you got maximum passengers on board. Nice. But then upstairs you want to do business. Now, reason for this, if I do maximum seat rows, minimal legroom, right, there we go, confirm. Reason for this is, granted, I make $200 less a flight. If I had it economy upstairs and downstairs, you'll make $200 more. But because it's only economy downstairs and business upstairs, you make $200 less. But that's fine. That is fine. Reason for it is, having two different classes maximized means you can take advantage of the ×2 boarding speed. Bundled with your gate agent being level 10, they get on the plane so much quicker because you need to make sure that you get the on-time bonus for extra cash. That's the one thing you got to do. So you got to make sure it's all economy downstairs, all business upstairs, no legroom. That means I'm going to get 7,935 big ones per flight, okay? I could get more, but we also got to make sure that we can complete as many flights as we can within a 1 hour period. So that's what you got to do for the plane. So you can kind of exit it right now and get out of here. You could play around with the seats and get a few more passengers on, but in reality, it's not going to really make that much of a difference. So once you got the plane all ready to rock and roll, I'm going to come back out of this. Now, I'm going to now change the settings, gameplay, and I'm going to enable hard mode. So if we can get the on-time bonus, you're getting a 1×1. If you can get the difficulty bonus, you get another 1×1. All of a sudden, you've now got a bigger cash multiplier boost at the end of completing, okay? These are just basic things. This is not the strategy. These are just the basic things you got to do. Maximize the seats in the A380, 2 different classes, so you use 2 different queues boarding. On-time bonus we're going to get, and the hard mode bonus we're going to get as well. Now that is how you first maximize the cash. Your boy Donut Nuggets right now is like, SENIAC, you fool. That's how you maximize the cash, but how do we complete the flights really quick? Now, this is where it gets a little bit difficult, okay, guys? You kind of need the emergency game pass. So if I select the flight, also, it is determined on where you fly to as well. that is another thing that you kind of have to take into account. So, like, for example, New York, 80 to 85, LA, 80 to 85, Honolulu is 85 to 90. Ideally, you would want a destination that is 85 to 90, pretty high, maybe 95 to 100. So what we'll do, we'll pick, let's see, what's that? 85 to 90, 85 to 90, 80. No, we'll go to LA. Is it LA? No. Honolulu? Honolulu, boys. We'll pick Honolulu right now. Select you. There we go. Absolutely glorious. 85 to 90. So it's not, we could get more, but this is all I've been dealt with right now. Select you. Right, we're going to have all the stuffs to maximize the quality. And if you had the ability, you can throw on a celebrity or a vlogger if you're so lucky to get the spin which unlocks it, which your boy does. Very nice, very nice. That was perfect timing. Confirm all that. So this is just basic stuff. This is not the full-on strategy right now of what we got to do. We're going to select the pilots. We're going to select all of our AI. And then you got to make sure that they work, every single one, on both upstairs and downstairs. So if there's ever a free spot for an AI to work in, they will work in it. Press done. And this is the big one. You have to enable cabin fire. Okay? It's really important that you do so. It's how you can literally complete an A380 flight within a maximum 5, 6, potentially even 7 minutes. Maxed out. It's ridiculous. So I've got the cabin fire up and running. We're boarding from gate 9. We're now going to run to the gate. So with all that stuff that I implemented, I'll go over it again so you kind of understand it. We have a A380 upstairs and downstairs. Now, the reason I've chose economy downstairs and business upstairs, it means we can take advantage of them boarding in the 2 queues. Now, the reason we didn't pick first class, obviously, is we want to make sure that we populate it with the most amount of passengers, and you get the most passengers out of economy and business. Maximize both queues, so they board quicker for the on-time bonus. Making sure that our gate agent is level 10, maximizes the boarding speed, gets them on the plane quicker, is our on-time bonus. Then, I've got max AI selected to work upstairs and downstairs. Most important thing is you don't do any work. Because it's hard mode, you can't see what anybody wants. Leave it to your AI. Now, because I've got maxed out AI, it shouldn't be any much of an issue. Perfectly fine. And then we have a destination selected that gives us the most amount of passengers. Again, I've got 85 to 90. You can get 90 to 95 or 95 to 100. But whatever I earn now, you can definitely earn more if you had a better destination. The cabin fire is crucial. Because a cabin fire triggers halfway through a flight, okay? Triggers halfway through a flight, halfway through serving food. Now, when it triggers, this is what you need to do. You need to make sure that you put the fire out as quick as possible, so the least amount of people get injured, the least amount of people get burnt, and hopefully no one dies. So your safety rating doesn't decrease too much. But the great thing about a cabin fire is, once it triggers, and then it's done, it then puts you straight into collecting trash. Now, you only collect trash from the people you served before the fire. So you serve half the passengers, which means you collect half the trash, and then straight into seatbelt mode. You've completed an A380 flight in record speed. So let's see if I can put all this into now practice to complete the most amount of flights within a 1 hour period for your alliance for maximum money. This is the best strategy, guys, I figured out. So you can see now economy and business are boarding side by side. Now, the reason I feel like this is the best one is because I can completely max out the A380 with economy, but if I did that, they'll only board on one side of this queue, which means boarding will take literally 5 times longer, and I'm not even joking. Not even joking. You could use other planes and max out, but if you don't have the upstairs and downstairs, you can't maximize this. I've tried different disasters, but some disasters take longer than others to trigger. For example, the gear failure. You've got to serve everybody and then prepare to land for it to happen. Cabin fire is the quickest one. It triggers and then it gets you ready to land. So we'll get everybody on board right now. We've got a grand total of 393 passengers. And where are we right now on this? We're not far off doing all the business. Economy is right up there right now, which is absolutely glorious. And we're just now going to figure out then, what time do we need to take off by to guarantee our on-time bonus? So if I click on the extended screen, the information, we've got to depart by 3:05 p.m. It's currently almost 11 a.m. We definitely should do this. All you got to do is just make sure the doors are closed, and that's it. You just got to make sure the doors are closed, and that's your on-time bonus, and everything else can pretty much wait. So once I've got that, I'm on the plane. Once I've closed the doors, I'll tell you then what you've got to do to make this strategy completely work. So we might have, believe it or not, the economy before the business. I don't know. There's only 6 more remaining, but those numbers are definitely increasing. But can we do it? Can we board everybody by 3 p.m. maxed out A380? We can, boys. We are on time. We are 100% on time. So you can now see, now all the business is done, the economy does single file. This is why you don't want to do economy upstairs and downstairs. Otherwise, you have to do single file for both floors. So these are the last passengers. Last passengers, and we're pretty much all done by 11:30 a.m. So all you've got to do is wait for them to sit down, wait for the bing bong, okay? And then we close the doors, and then we get our on-time bonus. So wait for the bing bong, wait for the bing bong, close the door,
Hello,
run upstairs, close this door,
welcome aboard,
and then at the bottom right, we've now got our on-time bonus. We now just need to land in time to complete the bonus. So we need to land by Wednesday. It's a Sunday, by Wednesday at 4:05 a.m. So as long as we get there in time, we get our bonus of a 1.1 multiplier. Put that together with our hard mode bonus, we are going to get so much cash. Now, once the doors close, you've got your on-time bonus. All you got to do is skip taxi, okay? Don't worry about anything else. Don't push back. Skip taxi and allow your AI to do what they've got to do. So what they've got to do is serve all of the business class, with drinks, and then collect all the trash. Now, you don't really care about this. You want to get it done so you don't have any missing passenger interactions or any of that stuff before you take off. And it really increases your kind of ratings with service quality. So you got to make sure you get all that done. What you can do in the meantime is run around like I'm doing right now and closing all the overhead lockers. So as soon as they've done what they've got to do, we can then take off high into the sky, boys. So close all the overhead lockers. They're pretty much all done. There we go. And then you just literally have to wait until they finish serving all of the business class upstairs. But everyone's seatbelts on and we're good to go. Now, you don't need to worry, guys, about getting there on time, because that's where the cabin fire comes into it. So remember, it's the best strategy to complete the biggest plane with the most passengers fast, and you can keep grinding it over and over to make the most maximum monies. So if you base this strategy over an hour period, you make more money this way than any other way. Trust me, I've been grinding and testing this out. So let the waiting game ensue. You don't know how long you got left because you don't see the icons because we're in hard mode. But don't do anything. Don't mess up the interaction. So we wait. The Fool's airplane now graces the air, and the real strategy now begins. So you might be wondering, why have we got an emergency when an emergency will 100% make us lose cash? Well, once we get in the air, I'll explain why you want to use emergencies. More specifically, the cabin fire. Yes, we do lose cash, but I'll explain why in just a second. So, plane's now in the air. Wait for the bing bong. Wait for the captain to speak.
Flight deck. We have reached our cruising altitude.
There we go, there we go.
Flight attendants should start their in-flight service shortly. Sit
Sit
back,
relax, and enjoy the flight. So, the reason we use the cabin fire is for 2 reasons. I see 2 reasons. It's basically to allow us to complete the flight as quick as possible. Now, by doing so means the quicker I can complete the flight, the quicker I can start the next flight. Now, obviously, we lose money for having a disaster. It goes against our safety rating, and we lose a couple of 1,000 big ones. But the money you lose, right, is, how do I explain it? The money you lose is less than the money you gain if you didn't have it. Right, bear with me. Now, if I was to complete this flight with no disasters, it will take me an extra 10, 15 minutes, up to 20 minutes, it's been known, to complete this. If I was doing it on hard mode, forget about it, boys. Forget about it. An extra half an hour. Now, the cabin fire can reduce the flight time by 10, 15, even 20 minutes. So the extra time it takes to complete a flight without a disaster is more than the time you save by having the disaster. Meaning, I can do 2 flights with a cabin fire in the same amount of time it takes me to complete a flight in an A380 without a disaster. So by that logic, I can make about 1.8 times more money per hour. And that's a huge difference. It really is. But again, it only works with the A380. Other planes, not so much. It only works with the A380 because of the amount of passengers and the time it takes. So all we're doing right now is waiting. We're waiting, and if I open this right now, because that's where we get the fire extinguisher, we're waiting for the cabin fire to now trigger. Now, believe it or not, all my AI are upstairs right now, doing all of business class, and we're just waiting. So when the fire triggers, which I'm going to go downstairs and wait, when the fire triggers and we pull it out, it will then instantly put us into trash collection mode, and you only collect the trash from the people you've served food and drinks. So it literally cuts out half the people, food and drinks and trash. So you're only serving half the plane, which makes it even more speedier, boys. And it's the quickest disaster to fix. So we're just now going to wait. Could I potentially, we're meant to land on Wednesday. Could I get it all done by midday on a Monday? A high chance I'm going to get there almost 2 days ahead of schedule. Ridiculous, right? Ridiculous. So I'm just waiting. I'm just literally playing the waiting game until the cabin fire triggers. It's 9:10 p.m. Let's see how long until it... Right, boys? We've got it.
Speaking.
It's 9:50 p.m. It took 40 in-game minutes.
Fire out.
Right, there's another fire somewhere. It's upstairs. So, no, it's done. There you go. That disaster has been averted.
This is your captain from the flight deck. We have started our initial descent.
I know. I know.
Thanks for flying with us,
So,
and we hope to see you again soon.
we can now collect trash, but what you'll notice is we can only collect trash by blocks of people, and those blocks of people are where the AI served. So there's lots of sections where no one can collect trash from because the AI didn't serve this area. That speeds up the trash collection, and trash is something that you can kind of do yourself and help out, because I can do this and not worry that I'm going to get something wrong, which affects my rating. It's the one thing you can do and not have to panic or anything like that. So collect in as much as I can right now to try and help out as much as I can. How far did the AI get? They've done a little block over here. And then we're going to be landing shortly. We're going to be literally 2 days ahead of schedule. Can you believe we're going to be 2 days ahead of schedule on this system, this little kind of strategy right now? No wonder, right, you can complete 2 flights in the space of 1 flight with this strategy and make 1.8 times as much money every hour. If you're lucky, you can push it to twice as much money. Ridiculous, boys. Trash is done.
Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
Now, we just got to prepare them for arrival, which I can't do this because we're in hard mode. So, we're meant to land Wednesday, 4:05 a.m. We might land at 4:05 a.m. on a Monday, 2 days ahead of schedule. We are absolute geniuses. Absolute geniuses. So, now I can't do nothing. I have to now play the waiting game. We're now ready for landing. We're sitting down. We're coming in hot and heavy. It's Monday. This is ridiculously quick. You can see why you can do 2 flights in the space of 1 flight. So like I said, that money you lose for the cabin fire means nothing. Especially when you implement the times 1.1 boost for hard mode and for on time. Basically cancels it out. It literally cancels it out. So I reckon we make about, if I'm lucky, 17 grand from this flight. We could make a lot more. Over 21 grand we could potentially make if we flew to a destination that was going to give us the most amount of passengers, like a 95 to 100% kind of demand for a route. But this route is not it. So at least you know you can make more money than I'm about to make right now. Now, the only downside is you have to open all the overhead lockers yourself, but you knew that anyway. You got to do that on every flight. So wait to be able to skip. Any moment now we can skip with this 5 FPS flight. That's the other side as well. When you do an A380 with so many people, the frame rate is shockingly bad. Right, doors are connecting. Let's get ready to open them. And then we'll get our on-time bonus, and then we guaranteed it, boys. Let's do it. Let's do it, you damn fool. Come on. Come on. Any minute now. Let me open. Let me open. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Right, run upstairs. Oh, he opened it for me. What a lad. What a lad. So we're going to go through right now and open all the overhead lockers. Going to go through and spam it as much as I can. There we go. Bam, 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 bam. I'm probably going to miss some overhead lockers. I normally do anyway. I normally always miss them. Right, bam. Is this all done up here? I believe this is all done up here. So go downstairs. Trying to run in as quick as I can. Any over here opened? No. And then go through all of this. So I feel like upstairs is the easy way to do it. Downstairs, not so much, because the height of the ceiling upstairs in the flight is a lot higher, which enables you to get a better view, and the lockers are also closer, so you can open them a lot easier. But I'll do this and I'll go through and see which ones I've actually missed. There's a few here I've just missed, isn't there? Right, yeah, very nice, very nice. Right, so what have I missed then? Where are the ones I've missed? There's one there. 2. So that's 2 in total I've missed. Any more? So I missed 3 in total. And there we go. So I thought I was going to make 17,000. Turns out I've made 18,000 big ones right now. How crazy is that, boys? How legit crazy is that? Now, granted, you lose cash, right, for having the emergency. But the time you save to do another flight, you can do 2 flights in the space of 1, which means you'll go from making 20 grand a flight to almost 40 grand for 2 flights in the space of the time it takes to do 1 flight. Do you see the math, guys? Do you see the math right now? I'm hoping I've explained this correctly. I really do hope I've explained it correctly right now. But 18,000 big ones. And before you say it, yes, I could have made over 20 grand if I didn't have to crash landing. But would I have landed 2 days earlier? No. Does that mean I can now do another flight just like that and then go somewhere else and still land that flight before the first flight would have got here? Yes. Boys, it's the strat. Only works if you're doing multiple flights though. If you're only gonna do 1 flight a day, don't do this strategy. It won't work. Only makes sense if you do multiple flights in a day. Till next time, guys. I see you all soon. Have fun and enjoy beating fools there on the leaderboard right now. I shouldn't have showed this. Well, until next time, I see you all soon. So goodbye.